I could write way better songs.
Go ahead, but don't use A flat or G natural. Those notes are owned by Disney.
Oh.
That's A flat.
Oh.
That's better.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 times The Simpsons made fun of Disney.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
For this list, we're looking at moments where Springfield took aim at the Magic Kingdom, whether it was before or after The Simpsons joined the Mickey Mouse Club. Which Simpsons satire did you find the most savage? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Frozen Couch Gag. Even more than a year after its release, Frozen continued to rage on.
Let it go, turn away and slam the door.
When the latest Simpsons Christmas special came to town, a reference to the Disney blockbuster seemed inevitable. This couch gag naturally casts Lisa as the misunderstood Elsa, with Marge as Anna, Bart as Kristoff, Maggie as a troll, and Santa's little helper sporting Sven's reindeer antlers. Bart isn't interested in building a snowman, but he instigates a snowball fight. The cold doesn't bother Lisa, but Bart does, retaliating against him with an ice palace. Homer also appears as Olaf, in the market for a new nose. Since then, Krusty, Patty, Selma, and Principal Skinner have had their own Frozen experiences, with the storm showing no end in sight. Number 19, Homer meets Genie. We all know Dan Castellaneta as the voice of Homer Simpson. However, did you know that Castellaneta also filled in for Robin Williams as the Genie in The Return of Jafar, the Aladdin TV series, and the Kingdom Hearts games?
Please, kid, leave the intros to a professional. The one and only Genie of the Lamp.
Universes collide in this episode where Homer has an Arabian nightmare. Riding a magic carpet, Homer rubs a lamp to release a blue genie, voiced by Castellaneta. Just like the Disney version, this genie has a never-ending arsenal of impressions up his sleeve, including Jack Nicholson.
Here's Genie! Now do Flanders! No.
It's all fun and pop culture references until the genie starts transforming Western society, much to a misguided Homer's horror. Nobody can top Williams, but this in-joke has us looking back at Castellaneta's genie with fonder memories. Number 18, Shady and the Vamp. The Simpsons has parodied Lady and the Tramp numerous times, particularly the iconic pasta kiss, which works just as well with a chili dog.
Foot long chili dog.
In season 19, show dedicated an entire segment to the 1955 tale of puppy love. At first, the parody sticks closely to the film, with Marge as an aristocratic dog and Homer as a mutt from the other side of the dog track. Things take a darker turn when the Vamp becomes pregnant and Shady straight up abandons her.
That's odd. I'm never sick in the morning. What could it be?
Is that a fox hunt I hear?
Shady does come around to fatherhood following a misadventure at the pound, complete with a goofy knockoff.
This place is no picnic, but it sure beats working for Disney.
You'll all be working for Disney soon enough. However, Shady isn't prepared for how many puppies the Vamp has. Where's Cruella when you need her? Number 17, Trash-Talking California Adventure. Nowadays, California Adventure is regarded as a worthy addition to the Disneyland resort, with several must-see attractions. This wasn't always the case. Opening with a massive amount of hype, many were disappointed with the lack of Disney's signature magic.
All the fun, all the adventures of California, as only Disney could do it. Are you mouse enough?
Before Bob Iger initiated an overdue makeover, The Simpsons expressed their frustration with the park in an episode fittingly titled The Great Louse Detective. At a prison packed with killers and other criminals, the kids note that it's still a better family destination than Disneyland's lesser neighbor.
I don't think this was a great place to bring the children.
It still beats Disney's California Adventure.
Homer and Marge can't argue otherwise. With Mother Simpson on the run in another episode, Homer plots to hide her somewhere virtually deserted. Wanna take a guess what the punchline is?
I'm gonna hide you where there's no one around for miles. Disney's California Adventure.
Avengers Campus can't get here soon enough. Number 16, Lisa and the Seven Dwarfs. Before commencing this timeless tale, Lisa reminds Springfield's resident lawyer that Snow White is a public domain fairy tale.
The story you're about to tell is the copyrighted property of the Walt Disney Corporation. Can you sharpen these?
Excuse me, but Snow White is a fairy tale from hundreds of years ago. No one owns that.
While Lisa's version also takes a few notes from the Disney classic, parody is thankfully fair use. Not only are the dwarfs assigned clever names that align with their Simpsons counterparts, but we also get an earworm of a song that echoes hi-ho.
It's off to work, go I. This song's not like any song you know. Ho hi, ho hi, ho hi, ho hi.
Lisa casts herself as the titular princess, with groundskeeper Willie playing the huntsman. Unlike Snow White, Lisa is smart enough to realize when someone is offering her a poisoned apple. The queen thus forces it down her throat. Instead of a prince, Lisa is saved by a female doctor, which honestly sounds like something that would happen in a live-action Disney remake.
And she lived happily ever after?
Well, she couldn't indulge in strenuous activities like handball, but otherwise, she was fine.
That's nice.
Number 15, Bill Cipher. Shows like Gravity Falls provide the missing link between Disney and The Simpsons. The series might have aired on Disney's kid-oriented networks, but the writing channeled The Simpsons' wit.
This should be fun! Remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram. Buy gold, buy!
Unsurprisingly, creator Alex Hirsch grew up watching The Simpsons, knowing the show so well that he could differentiate seasons based on the size of the characters' pupils. It was a dream come true for Hirsch when he got to lend his voice to The Simpsons as Gravity Falls' greatest threat, Bill Cipher. The Norse god of mischief Loki takes on various forms in this episode, including Bill, who has gone from endorsing gold to championing crypto.
Buy crypto, suckers!
Granted, this all might be an appetizer-induced fantasy, but as Bill would say, reality itself is an illusion. Number 14, Mouse Ears. Upon release, the Simpsons movie was the highest-grossing non-Disney traditionally animated feature. We guess that record technically doesn't apply anymore, seeing as how the film has become a Disney property.
I don't know what to tell you, Marge. I don't think about things.
This makes the film's digs at Disney even funnier. If you thought the death of Bambi's mother was traumatic, just wait until you see Homer and Marge get a fairy tale happy ending in front of Alaska's woodland critters. Mickey isn't safe from ridicule either. Rummaging through luggage, Bart plops a black bra on his head. With a high-pitched voice, he imitates Disney's corporate mascot. Bart may be chuckling now, but in just over a decade, he'll have to put on a pair of mouse ears for real.
What are you doing up there?
Looking through people's luggage.
I'm the mascot of an evil corporation.
Get down from there.
We suppose Mickey got the last laugh. Number 13, Boozing with Goofy. The Simpsons has produced a few Disney Plus exclusive shorts, including the villain-themed Welcome to the Club.
Villains get to sing diabolical tunes, which become drag show favorites.
2021's Plus-iversary packs the most Disney references. Some feared that franchises like The Simpsons might be toned down under the mouse's umbrella. This short solidified that this wouldn't be the case. On the contrary, Disney allowed The Simpsons to depict some of their most treasured characters in a more mature light. Most notably, Goofy throws back a few beers with Homer.
Some days you just don't feel like being goofy, you know?
I don't know if you're a cow or a dog, but you're definitely a downer.
Hey, it's not as bad as when Goofy was a smoker. Characters from Pixar, Star Wars, and Marvel are present to hear Lisa's song about streaming, the world's most lucrative babysitter.
It's beamed all over the planet and into outer space.
It's the moment where The Simpsons making fun of Disney became Disney making fun of Disney. Number 12, Duff Gardens. Although the name is a play on Busch Gardens, Duff Gardens takes just as many shots at Disneyland. In addition to the 7 Duffs and Beer Hall of Presidents, the park's main attraction is the Little Land of Duff. Sending up It's a Small World with a song you'll find either incredibly catchy or annoying, the boat ride unites all the cultures of the world in their mutual love of liquor.
Duff beer for me, Duff beer for you. I'll have a Duff, you have one too.
It's hilarious that nobody questions the alcoholic branding of this supposed family-friendly park. The kids might not be old enough to drink beer, but nothing is stopping Lisa from drinking the ride's water. What was already a surreal ride becomes even trippier, sending the Lizard Queen running into the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Ah,
can see the music.
Number 11, Underwater Wonderland. The same year The Simpsons made its debut as a series, Disney kicked off an animation renaissance with The Little Mermaid.
Listen to me. The human world, it's a mess. Life under the sea is better than anything they got up there.
As different as they are, both projects would change the medium forever. They ultimately merged 5 years later when Homer finds himself in hot water. To escape the allegations against him, Homer proposes that his family move away, under the sea.
Under the sea, under the sea. There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Homer envisions an underwater wonderland where the media can't get to him and there are plenty of sea friends to eat. Singing a joyous song while stuffing his face, Homer leaves a trail of aquatic skeletons behind. Leave it to Marge to burst Homer's bubble.
Homer, that's your solution to everything, to move under the sea. It's not gonna happen.
Not with that attitude.
Homer has seen The Little Mermaid one too many times. That is, until he records over it. Number 10, the 20th Century Fox acquisition. The title of this season 10 episode, When You Dish Upon a Star, is an obvious take on the Disney anthem When You Wish Upon a Star. While the episode has nothing to do with Pinocchio, it did predict that the stars would one day align for Disney to purchase the show's parent company, Fox. Through a visual gag, it's noted that 20th Century Fox is a division of Walt Disney Company. At the time, this was presumably poking fun at Disney's recent acquisitions of the ABC and ESPN networks. The joke wound up being even more relevant nearly 20 years later, however, when Disney entered negotiations to purchase Fox. The deal officially went through in March 2019, making The Simpsons part of the Disney family. Number 9, copyright expired. It's no secret that Disney is very protective of its property. If your product invites too much comparison to the Disney brand, a lawsuit is likely on the horizon. So when Principal Skinner uses the slogan, "The happiest place on earth" for the school carnival, Disneyland threatens to sue Springfield Elementary.
The happiest place on earth is a registered Disneyland copyright.
Well, gentlemen, it's just a small school carnival.
And it's heading for a great big lawsuit.
What Disney's lawyers don't realize is that Skinner was a Green Beret in the United States Army. Before a legal battle can ensue, Skinner commences a literal battle that leaves the lawyer and one of his bodyguards whimpering on the ground. Another Disney minion attempts to get away, but Skinner sends him packing with a mouse-eared briefcase.
Copyright expired.
Of course, now that Disney owns The Simpsons, we shouldn't expect any more copyright wars. Number 8, Sherry Bobbins. This practically perfect episode parodies Disney's Mary Poppins, although Sherry Bobbins claims upfront that she is an original creation.
Did you say Mary Poppins?
No, I definitely did not. I'm an original creation like Ricky Rouse and Ronald Muck.
Julie Andrews herself was actually set to voice this send-up of her iconic character, but the producers ultimately gave the role to Maggie Roswell, the voice of Maude Flanders.
If you cut every corner, it is really not so bad. Everybody does it, even Mom and Dad.
The episode puts several satirical spins on classic Sherman Brothers songs, including The Perfect Nanny, A Spoonful of Sugar, and Feed the Birds. We also get groundskeeper Willie channeling Bert and Mr. Burns flying a kite.
I feel practically super-duper fragically What's this strange sensation in my chest?
I think your heart's beating again.
Ooh, that takes me back.
Unlike the Banks family, though, The Simpsons remain completely dysfunctional, prompting Sherry to fly away with her umbrella.
Do you think we'll ever see her again?
I'm sure we will, honey.
Number 7, See My Vest. In addition to referencing the famous spaghetti scene from Lady and the Tramp, this episode largely satirizes 101 Dalmatians.
I'm sure he's plotting some brilliant scheme to get those puppies.
When the Simpsons find themselves looking after 25 Greyhound puppies, Mr. Burns kidnaps the dogs in order to make them into a tuxedo. Instead of Cruella de Vil's song, however, Burns borrows a few notes from the Be Our Guest number in Beauty and the Beast.
See my vest, made from real gorilla chest. Feel this sweater, there's no better than authentic Irish setter.
Sadly, the puppies won't be the first animals to have died in the name of fashion, as Mr. Burns shows off his wardrobe of turtles' necks, grizzly bear underwear, and a vest made from gorilla chest.
Like my loafers, former gophers, it was that who skinned my chauffeurs.
Burns even sings the tune with the same upbeat charisma as Lumiere, which is hysterically at odds with its grim, even graphic subject matter.
Na 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 na. Bart! Sorry, you gotta admit it's catchy.
Number 6, Disneyland. A not-so-subtle imitation of various Disney parks, Disneyland is briefly seen in Season 2. The amusement park resurfaces in Season 26, and this time the writers come off as much more cynical, describing it as the happiest hell on Earth. A lengthy car trip is followed by an even more tedious journey simply to enter the park.
Look! I see land!
Once inside, the Simpsons end up bleeding their wallets dry and sitting through repetitive rides.
I just want to sit down, but the line for the bench is too long.
The episode also draws attention to Disney's acquisition of Star Wars and the overhaul to make Pirates of the Caribbean more politically correct.
They revamped this ride because of massive complaints from 2 people.
No means no. We know now.
A Springfield-themed area is currently located at Universal Studios, but it'll be beyond ironic if Simpsons attractions start popping up in Disneyland later down the line. Number 5, Pixar. At any Oscar or Golden Globe ceremony, Pixar is almost always a safe bet for Best Animated Feature.
The creative team from Pixar! Pardon me, I have seen all of your movies except Cars.
When Bart's short film garners award buzz, he faces fierce competition in an animation powerhouse called Pixar. One of the key Pixar personnel is the spitting image of John Lasseter, from the glasses to the Hawaiian shirt. The Pixar staff is not quick to make friends with the competition, enlisting Randy Newman to sing a song entitled You've Got an Enemy.
You better have 9 lives because we have 8 knives. Yes, you've got an enemy. You've got an enemy.
They also have a giant Luxo lamp, Mr. Carrot Head, and a Wall-E-like robot in their corner. The Pixar short in contention is Condiments, a CGI western that spoofs Pixar's tendency to give inanimate objects life and create worlds within worlds.
Timmy's coming! Assume your positions!
And yes, this episode predated Sausage Party. Number 4, Epcot Center. Let's be honest, if you're gonna visit a Florida theme park, Epcot probably isn't top of the list. The Simpsons' Epcot Center does little to distinguish itself from Epcot, with its signature structure being a large geodesic sphere. Homer is bored from the second they fly over the park, which is advertised as the place you go when everything else is booked. The park's vision of the future apparently hasn't been updated since the late 60s, and it really shows.
The world of tomorrow. Don't walk, fly in your personal Eastern Airlines air buggy.
Eventually, Homer decides to make a break for Disney World, although he is horrified to learn that the churros are $14.
Step away from the wall! Step away from the wall!
As many jabs as the episode takes at Epcot, the writers have to admit that Disney parks do have some incredible restaurants. Number 3, Itchy the Lucky Mouse. We all know who Walt Disney is, but fewer people are familiar with Mickey's co-creator, Ub Iwerks.
That's the first Itchy cartoon ever made, and it was made by me, Chester J. Lampwick.
In this episode, it's revealed that Roger Myers stole the character Itchy from another animator in 1928, the same year Mickey made his debut. This doesn't exactly parallel Disney and Iwerks' partnership, as both played a hand in creating Mickey, but that being said, there's no denying that the public associates Mickey more with Disney than Iwerks.
Okay, maybe my dad did steal Itchy, but so what? Animation is built on plagiarism!
Roger Myers is clearly meant to be a Walt Disney parody, right down to a line about him being cryogenically frozen.
I lost everything! I can't even keep my dad's head in the freaking cryogenic center anymore.
Of course, this episode could also be seen as a shot at Charles Mintz, a distributor who took control of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit away from his creators, Disney and Iwerks. Number 2, The Roger Myers Story.
We're now approaching our final destination, Itchy and Scratchy Land, the amusement park of the future where nothing can possibly go wrong.
A vacation to Itchy and Scratchy Land invites numerous possibilities for parodies, including a documentary about fictional founder Roger Myers Sr.
Roger Myers Sr., the gentle genius behind Itchy and Scratchy, loved and cared about almost all the peoples of the world. And he, in return, was beloved by the world, except in 1938, when he was criticized for his controversial cartoon, Nazi Supermen Are Our Superiors.
The documentary depicts Myers as a seemingly wholesome figure who actually had a few skeletons in his closet. Just as Walt Disney has been accused by some of being anti-Semitic, Myers landed in hot water for his controversial cartoon, Nazi Supermen Are Our Superiors. Myers' filmography also includes an ultra-violent version of The Sorcerer's Apprentice entitled Scratchtasia.
Now you be good, Pinocchio, and don't you lie.
I promise I will never hurt you.
Ouch!
His follow-up feature is a Pinocchio parody called Pinocchio, which is perhaps even more shocking than the original novel by Carlo Collodi. A manic, scratchy robot destroys the screen before the documentary's conclusion, but we can't help but wonder if Itchy and Scratchy ever got the Bambi treatment. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Simba. When the late Bleeding Gums Murphy appears to Lisa in the sky, it's hard not to think about Mufasa's heavenly message to Simba.
That was for you, Bleeding Gums.
You've made an old jazz man happy, Lisa.
You must avenge my death, Kimba. Simba.
Actually, Mufasa appears alongside Bleeding Gums with Darth Vader and James Earl Jones. While the Lion King lampoon is evident, there's another joke that might have flown over your head. Mufasa accidentally says Kimba instead of Simba. Animation fans will know that this is a reference to Kimba the White Lion, an anime series from the 60s that shares an astonishing amount in common with the Disney film.
Kimba, 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 Kimba.
Lion King directors Roger Allers and Rob Minkoff claimed they had no knowledge of the anime while making their film, but this moment seems to be suggesting that somebody at Disney was familiar with it. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.